should start today's episode with 3 to 5 tiny things that instantly ruin your mood or your day.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
I think we should do this as a quick fire round, and then we say a little bit of description why, and then we move on.
Okay, that sounds so fun. Wait, do I say mine and then you say yours, all together?
No,
so
you
I
go
say
first.
One.
Yeah,
so
one, and then I do one.
Okay, one is needing a wee whilst opening the front door, but whilst then trying to get in and turn around and drop everything you can so you can go for a piss, but whilst also having a snotty nose and hair in your face.
Oh.
Do you understand that feeling?
I understand it so much. And at the point that you are going to wet yourself.
Yeah, it's pushing on your bladder, but you're holding so much. You've got everything in your face. You've probably got an itch. You've probably got a nose itch as well. Yeah. And you've probably got a wedgie. And you've been waiting all day just to have this wee. And it's, I just crashed out.
You've been waiting all day for this wee. That's a long time. Oh, it's the worst. And then you also can't get your keys in the door properly.
No, you can't.
Oh, I always have on a dog walk and then I'm like, fuck, I need a wee. And my dog is so annoying, as you know, dragging you around.
Yeah, he does. He gives me that feeling.
Yeah, that is a really good one. Okay, my one is Bluetooth earphones. When, I don't know if you have this, when just one of them keeps connecting to Bluetooth and the other one doesn't. Do you ever have this?
I don't have Bluetooth earphones.
Oh, it's fucking annoying.
Because I just think that is exactly why I'm too sensitive for those. I wouldn't be able to handle it.
I spend so much time and I breathe and
You don't have AirPods, do you?
No, I've got Beats.
Okay, well, let me just say one thing about wireless headphones. All I hear is people complaining about them and saying that they dropped one, that one fell on the floor and they stepped on it, they've lost one, they're connected to someone else's phone. Why are we doing it? Why are we not just sticking with the wire? It wasn't fixed. We don't need to... It wasn't broken. We don't need to fix it.
Agreed. Anyway, it's fucking annoying.
Okay, next, making a really good lunch and then leaving it at home.
Oh.
But only realising when it's just you're so no...
I know, and you put so much effort into it.
Yeah.
And it's the pain of having to go buy something else. I actually hate not using food as well.
Yeah.
I find it really annoying. It's not I just find if I do, get very stressed if someone overbuys food.
Yeah, it's really stressful.
Sam does that all the time, and I'm like, oh my God, when are we going to eat this stuff?
Yeah, it's so stressful.
And I'll actually think about it quite a lot.
You have to cut it up and put it in the freezer.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
Okay, your turn.
Repeating myself.
Oh, you don't like that, do you?
Oh, don't make me repeat myself.
You don't like that. Also, you're a PT. And
yes.
in Jazz's gym classes, sometimes I'll go to Jazz's classes. And if Jazz has to, I see someone be like, excuse me, can you And I'm like, uh-oh.
You clearly weren't listening if I have to repeat myself.
But what if people are just tired and they can't remember every information?
No, I do know. And sometimes it's unfair because I'm one of those people that talks in other rooms. And then someone's like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, why the fuck can you not hear me?
Yeah.
Obviously,
you got that from our mum.
Yeah, so repeating myself, but I know that's my own fault.
That is your own fault. But I agree it can be annoying. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is a really weird one. Someone boasting about something that you do all the time, but they've just started doing it. Or someone boasting about something that you just do in your everyday life because you have to, but they're boasting about how amazing it is that they do it.
Yeah.
I don't know why, it really, really pisses me off.
Yeah, that curls my toes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, when someone finds something, but then you don't want to sound like a knob and be like, oh, come on. I've been doing that for years.
Yeah, it's so annoying. You're like, oh, let's all clap for her. And it's like, oh, really? Yeah, that really, really gets me. And I felt a bit weird right now. Maybe I'm a weirdo that I find that annoying.
No, I find that fucking annoying. You know what else I find annoying?
What?
The wind in any sense.
Oh, me too. I hate it. It's the most ridiculous element that we have.
I know it's great for energy sources, but I fucking hate you, wind. Give me a non-windy day any day.
Can I also say for people that might be listening to this being like, oh my God, you two need to get over it. Our mum is very reactive and sensitive to things like noise, someone chewing with their mouth or
food.
Crisps, someone eating crisps. So we have been brought up to be very vigilant of small annoying things. And all of our sisters have it. We're very anything. So if Ed was here now and he was eating a crisp, I'd probably have to leave and go in the other room.
I think the thing is, I was going to talk about loud eating and chewing, but I thought it was just too obvious. But we actually have what's it called? That is actually called something.
What, the actual like a phobia?
Yeah,
I don't know what the name is.
I genuinely think we all have it.
Jazz, listen to this. So I was on the tube yesterday going to work, and this lady was sat opposite me, and I don't have any headphones at the moment. My headphones are broken.
Yeah.
Which for this issue is a really bad thing, actually.
It really is.
And she was on the tube like this. She was chewing gum, people.
Oh, chewing gum is the worst type of sound.
And me and this lady that was sat next to her, we locked eyes, and she looked infuriated. Like, she looked like she was going to punch the bitch. And I saw her reach down at her bag, pick up her headphones and put them on, and then she looked all smug. And I was like, well, lucky for some, I don't have that privilege right now.
Yeah, I think so many people have that opinion. And actually, let's just stay on like just people doing loud shit. People that cycle around with like speakers playing loud music. I'm really sorry, I love music.
On the tube as well, people that are playing it.
And actually, I'm going to call my husband out for this one. Walking down the road and taking a phone call on speakerphone, it fucks me off. It makes me angry. It's like, why do you think that anyone wants to listen to your conversation?
Apparently in Seoul, in Korea, on the like transport rails.
Yeah.
Rails? On the transport trains, whatever.
On the transport rails.
I don't know what that means. People, it's really, really considered like really rude to make any noise.
Yeah.
So everyone's just like quiet on there, which maybe is like a bit intense, but I do get it sometimes, because when people are like playing like stupid like Temple Run on their phone or like Candy Crush, it's like, it really makes me want to pull my hair out.
I also think that what we're deciphering from this conversation so far is that we are extremely highly strung. So it's like, I want to go to a restaurant, but I want it to be so ambient that the light is at the perfect lighting.
Yeah.
There's sound, but not too much sound.
Yeah.
There's music, but whoa, I need to be able to speak. Mm-hmm. And like, I think a lot of that comes into maybe slight neurodivergence and many other things. But I do think that one, like, generally out of all of those things, is people just having zero self-awareness.
Yeah, because genuinely I feel that sometimes I have a problem where I'm too self-aware. I don't mean that in a knobby way. I mean as in like I'm actually a bit too overly aware of my own like movements and sound and noises and stuff.
And then you can't move.
And then I can't do anything. Like sometimes
I can't breathe.
Sometimes when I sleep in a bed with you, less so now. This was more when we were younger, maybe when I was like younger and you were a bit older. If you moved in the bed with you, you'd be like this. Oh, are you right? And I'd be like, no, I'm just moving. You'd be like, okay. And then I'd go back to sleep and be like, don't breathe.
I am the lightest sleeper.
You are.
I honestly, I mean, I don't really sleep well at all, but there is no one is getting in anywhere when I'm asleep, because I'm just literally like straight away eyes open. Like, hello.
It's so weird as well, because even if you're just like going to the toilet, you're like, for example, on the weekend when I came in, we were at home, but I came in a bit later than Jazz, and she was asleep, and I walked in, and she was like, are you there? I was like, yeah, I'm just coming in. You're like, what are you? I was like, oh my God, this lady's so weird.
I'm like a dog. My eyes are closed, but I'm always aware of what's going on.
Always watching.
I'm always watching. I'm never asleep fully. I'm always waiting. But I do think that's actually kind of my character. I'm definitely always on like high alert.
You're like a dog, actually. Like a lot, I think.
I'm a little bitch.
You're a little bitch. Do you think that you are a bit too over dramatic with these things?
Oh yeah, and 100%. And I also think that if you're someone, I actually think I've got better at this in my life, at dealing with small inconveniences.
Yeah.
Because I think I used to be really reactive of everything, and I think there comes a point in your life where you have to look inwards and be like, this has to stop.
Well, the only person that is truly affecting is you at the end of the day. But I have also got this really annoying thing that, like, if you're having a bad day and something annoying happens, I then obviously spiral, and I'm like everything, and I'm like, oh, there'll be a few more things now, and obviously there is, because you're already like in that frame of mind now. Yeah. You're probably rushing, and you're probably like, everything sucks, the whole world's against me. Yeah. So then something really small could happen, like you could miss the tube. Or look, there's another one in fucking 3 minutes, but you will stand there and be like, me, oh, why me?
Yeah, it's a domino effect. To me, it is actually called. I think it is actually called that in this sense, the domino effect of being like, yeah, like you drop something, then you hit your leg, and then you like, oh, actually, speaking of dropping stuff, we've spoken about this before, but nothing is worse than when you're about to leave home and like you open the fridge or something and like the whole milk thing just falls on the floor. Yeah, or it's always like, you know what I have like all the time with tea bags. When I'm in a rush, I'll be like taking a tea bag off another tea bag, and the whole thing just explodes. The whole thing. And you're like, I was just trying to make a tea.
Is that so bad? Yeah, it's
why world?
Why? Yeah, it's not fair. I asked the boys, Ed and like our friends, what their annoying ones were, and then my friend Alfie was like, getting a work request at the end of the day, and I was like, did that just happen to you today? Yeah. He was like, yeah, which to be fair is also really annoying. I hope you don't do that as a manager.
No, I don't. What work request at the end of the day?
Give someone a work request right at the end of their shift and be like, oh, can you do something for me? And it's like, no, I can't.
Probably. I don't know. I think I'm just kind of pretty hectic. I don't really know what's going on.
I think you probably are doing that.
I think I'm definitely managed, and I'm the manager.
You're managed, and
I'm managed by other people. Yeah. Like, did you remember that? No.
Do you think that you would want to have just how nice would it be to just have someone to manage your whole life for you?
I think it would and it wouldn't.
No, that's true. That sounds kind of like what it'd be like to be in prison.
I think, I think we would actually get really annoyed by it.
We'd get annoyed when they start eating crisps. We'd be like, get out.
Fuck. Do you think also social media has made people worse at handling small inconveniences?
Oh, what? Because it's all now like a bit of a joke?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think that maybe you're pointed out them a bit more now, because I always think this with comedians, right? Most comedians that are like your average Joe comedian, their whole thing is just talking about things that everyone finds annoying. So they'll be like, oh, I was walking down the street the other day, and you never guess what, like, and everyone goes, ha, that's so relatable. That's annoying. So maybe it's made it more that we are allowed to get annoyed at these things instead of everyone just like getting on with it.
Yeah, and I also, or another thing as well, another question to pose around social media is that maybe we have less attention span and we move on to things quite quickly. That's so we true. Therefore we get irritated more easily. I do think that this whole attention span thing really scares me, because I definitely feel like we can't let anything like sit for very long. If we don't like something, we'll just move off it. Yeah. Also, let's not forget, we do live in one of the busiest cities in the world, and it is full of very, very moody people. Very slow walkers. Like, well, this is the thing, guys. Londoners, come on, pick your feet up. We are in a rush. We have got places to be. What are you doing? I know. I feel bad for people that are, you know, like it. There is, yeah. I mean, I actually sometimes make it my mission to. Do you ever have this? As a competitive person that I am, I like to overtake people in a walking sense. Sorry. I think that is a really British thing, though. I know other people will be agreeing with me. Other people are definitely agreeing. I know it. And I know I've had friends that when we're walking together, I'm like, is this a walking competition? Because I'm like, I'm gonna fucking win, bitch. So you're just gonna end up walking by yourself the whole time. I've got actually my friend Helena I went to see. She lives in she's actually moving back. She lives in New York, and I went to see her recently. And she is a lot taller than me. She's like what, 5'9", 5'10"? Very tall lady. Very tall, lovely long legs, great at walking, and I'm a lot. I love her. I'm a lot shorter than her, but she actually, I don't know whether she was making a point or whether she was seriously impressed with my walking style. But she was like, God, you walk so quickly. But I was like, Helena, I was walking this quickly because I'm trying to keep up with you. Like the amount of steps you do in comparison to what I do, I'm like, I'm like trotting beside
like
you.
running along.
But like I almost think like sometimes, do you remember I actually said to you on last weekend, I was like, sorry, can we just slow down?
I know, I've never heard you say that before.
No, I feel like sometimes like I love a fast walk, but sometimes I am like, this all feels too hectic.
Yeah, and also, okay, I was being a bit harsh about slow walkers in London, and I'm sorry, because if you are taking your time and like just strolling around somewhere, maybe we should be doing that more. But having said that, I live my life with some sort of like rushed urgency, like somewhere is going to explode if I don't get there in time.
I know, where are we going?
I know, and I also like, why? Because then I get there always 20 minutes early, and then I do have to often wait for like 20 minutes for someone to show up. And in that time, I've managed to convince myself that they're late.
I know,
so
but
like
they're
they'll
not.
arrive and be like, hi, and I'm like, well, you're 20 minutes late.
Where have you been, bitch?
Where the hell have you been? What's that from?
That is from Summer Heights High.
Summer Heights High.
Actually,
Where the
can
hell
we
have you
talk
been,
about
bitch?
people that are late?
Oh, I feel like I might get a bit too feisty.
Can I actually say that was on my list? People that are late. It fucks me off. I actually started doing this with a few friends. And you know what, guys?
Time limit.
You might know who you are. I've started asking them. This is actually brutal, but it's the only way to get my time back. I say, before we go for dinner or before we're meeting, I say, are you going to be there on time? Don't worry if not. Can you just let me know, because I'll leave later? Yeah. I think that's fair enough.
I do think that's really fair enough, because it can build up a like slight level of resentment if you do have a friend that's always late.
Yeah, and there's a few people, if you're listening to this, if I've asked you that a few times recently, I'm actually speaking to 2 or 3 individuals, okay? And I actually think like they're people I love dearly in my life, but they're not late for work every day.
No.
And I also think you're stealing someone else's time.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do you think that I want to sit in a restaurant by myself for half an hour? Like I could have just left home half an hour later.
Also, can I say on the contrary to that is people that come to, because I run like I don't run events. I have a job where people need to get there on time.
I know what you're going to say.
When they come really early.
Oh, it's when people come to classes early. No.
So basically you can't win. But the other day I run days where people can volunteer. So basically it's like, I need you to come on time, because if you come before, I'm going to be setting up.
Yeah.
If you come late, we've started without you. So just come on time. It's not that hard.
No.
Put in your city map or your Google Maps, I want to get there at this time, and come on time. Anyway, I arrived the other day in one of these moods. I was in a tiz.
Yeah.
I was late. No, I wasn't. I was on time. Oh my God.
Our dad has made us think that we're late for everything.
Yeah,
because
he's always on time. But I was in a stress mood. Everything had gone wrong. So I get to this place where I need to be to start prepping for the day ahead. And I realised that nothing has been delivered. Nothing has arrived. Yeah. Meanwhile, this lady is stood waiting for me like, hey, sorry, I'm... Oh,
sorry, I nearly dropped a mug.
Nearly dropped a mug. So she's there waiting for me to like sort my shit out. I'm having an internal panic / breakdown because nothing has been delivered for the day. And she's just stood there like, let me know if I can help. And I was like, well, you could help by fucking off and getting out of my space. That's how you could help. By obviously, you know, it ended up being fine and I was fine and everything was okay. But just really don't do that to me, girl.
I know. I have exactly the same thing, and you end up having to be quite passive aggressive. And I have it with classes when I'm teaching and someone comes really early. I often lock the door because I will go and do like some towels in the back, and like I just like to have my own time, you know, like have a coffee. Yeah. And I'll like make a point of when I go over to unlock the door to look at my watch. It's so petty.
You are petty.
And then I'll be like, hi there. And they're like, oh, I'm here for the 12:15 class. I'm like, at 12:03? That's a bit early.
Well, it was actually 12:07. Sorry. Can't wait outside in the cold.
But actually, can we talk about when you do I've had a really awkward thing, not even that awkward, talking about arriving somewhere early. I'm always early, a bit like you. I'm rarely late, and it makes me really stressful to be late, but I don't go somewhere early like to an appointment. I'll then just like do something, you know, I'll go I spend way too much time on like coffees and things that I don't need because of this problem.
Completely. You end up spending money.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know what to do.
I spend so much. But anyway, I was seeing a therapist last year, and I actually realised that I just don't think we were like quite the right fit anyway.
Suited, yeah.
But I carried on because obviously paid for my sessions and I'd agreed that I was going to do a set amount, blah, 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 blah. And I also felt like a lot of the time I was just kind of like saying really random stuff and then leaving and being like, almost like we're in a relationship and being like, why did you say that? Anyway,
were you making stuff up?
I don't know. I think I was like, I don't even know what I was talking about. But anyway, I think the week before I'd been talking about how I have quite an addictive personality and I really need to work on kind of like my obsession with things and like just not being addicted to certain things. And I was waiting outside a therapy room at like, this is outside on the street, maybe only like 3 or 4 minutes before our session.
Just 3 or 4 hours.
And just chain vaping. Chain vaping and looking at my phone and like scrolling, and I didn't realize she was standing there for like 30 seconds like staring at me, and I look up, I was like, oh, and she was like, are you okay, everything all right? And I was like, she was like, you're early. And then she just made me feel really stupid. So when I went into the room I was like, so yeah, I'm still vaping. I was like, I haven't quite cracked that one. But it's just the fact that the week before I'd been like, you know, and things like those vape sticks.
Horrible things. I would never touch it.
Oh my God,
she's
it's
probably
the
there
worst.
as well. Like, why is this girl trying to justify? She's like, she's got way bigger problems than the vape.
I know, literally. And the amount of times, like, I'm sure you've had this, I've just been so early for things. You know, the worst is you ever had an interview, right?
Oh yeah.
Or like you're meeting someone that you've never met before, and you meet eyes with them pre-meeting, and then you go in and you're like, oh, it was you that I saw outside.
Horrible.
And you kind of know it's the worst.
I hate that feeling.
Oh, should we talk about that time when I crashed into that guy's car, actually? Do you know about this?
What does this...
Oh, this is not good. So when I left school, like first left school, I worked with my dad for a bit. And he basically asked me to come to this meeting. It was like a sales meeting. And to be honest, it was like loads of older men and me. Bearing in mind I was 19 and I was in a rush. Weirdly, I was actually late. And I drove into the car park and I bashed into the car in front of me as I was parking. And I like got out and I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was in a rush. I've got to go to this meeting. Like, is your car damaged? And he was like, no, don't worry. Like he was, I think he was pretty chill about it. I was mortified. Luckily, I didn't put a scratch on this guy's car. Anyway, like run in, like in an absolute fluster, and I go to someone who works with my dad. Oh my God, you're never going to guess what's happened. And I'm like making a coffee with him, telling him about it. We walk into the meeting and the guy holding the meeting is the guy's car I've just fucking smashed into. And he like, it was like a film. He looked at me and I was like, and everyone was like, this is Jazz. And this guy looked at me like, you. And I was like, but I couldn't say anything. There was like 30 people in this meeting.
That is a horrible
And
feeling.
I was like, die inside. And I couldn't do anything.
Do you know what? Because actually hitting someone's car feels way more intimate than it should. I remember once, this is not related to being this. I mean, it's like a really personal thing you feel you're doing. Well, basically, my friend and I were leaving this cafe, and she wasn't the best driver, let's just say, especially not when we were younger. She wasn't very good at parking, and I think her car was slightly too hard for her to maneuver because she wasn't like good at the tight spaces.
Yeah.
Anyway, she reversed back and I don't even think she looked. She just hit this guy's car. And she was like, oh, fuck. And we went out and she'd fucked her car and she'd also fucked his brand new, I think it was a BMW. It was something that we looked and we went, that is expensive. You're so screwed. So she was like, I've got this. And she literally, I've never seen, it was an Oscar-worthy performance. It was incredible. She walked in to where we were leaving and she was like, excuse me, whose is the brand new BMW out the front? And this guy was like, it's mine, what's wrong? And she was like, no, I'm so sorry. I can't believe it. I'm an awful person. He was like felt so bad for her that he was like, please don't be upset. It's just a car. Like, come on, let's go see it. So he comes out with us and was like, I've got to turn this up, because when he sees it, and he comes out and his face drops so much, he's like, oh my god, but then he was like, don't worry, it's fine.
When someone's like panicking, that makes you panic.
Anyway, it was just really ridiculous. But the moral of the story is, I think if you do go in with quite a lot of crocodile tears, sometimes you can get out of these things.
It didn't work with us when we went to Booker's though, did it?
Oh my god,
that
was really bad, Jazz.
Is golden. So we had one job.
My
parents were having a party like a long time ago, and my dad goes, for some reason, I don't know why I wasn't working. I can't remember what I was doing at the time, between jobs or something. Were you still at school?
I think it was the summer holiday, so I was off. Yeah.
I think maybe I just finished school.
Yeah.
So I was.
We were quite young. You were only like 18.
I was driving though. Just driving.
Yeah.
Anyway, my dad was like, right. I think it was one of our sisters' birthdays or one of my parents' birthdays. I can't remember. Anyway, they were having a party, and my dad was like, look, you two are not working. You can drive to Booker's, the wholesalers, and you can go and pick up all the food, like snacks and alcohol and all that shit, soft drinks, blah, blah, blah. Take my car, but don't forget to take the Booker's card, because otherwise you won't be able to get in. We were like, yeah, we've done this shit before. Anyway, we drive like 45 minutes, because it was like Tunbridge Wells from our house to get to Booker's. We get to Booker's and we park, and we're feeling really smug, excited for our shopping experience. And I go, Liz, you're never going to guess what? I forgot the Booker's card. And I think in that moment, we probably could have got in if we just said we forgot our card. Yeah. Like, can you find my dad's account number? Yeah. But instead of like maybe thinking about it, we reacted straight away. Yeah. And I put the car in reverse and reversed at quite a fast speed straight into the car behind me with a crash. Anyway, I don't know why, but you know when something bad happens, the first thing sometimes as humans we do is just to laugh.
Just laugh.
And like we actually, like it was so bad, we could not stop laughing. In that moment, I then like pull forwards, and I think 3 people come running out of Booker's. I was like, excuse me, stop. And I was like, pull it together. And I was really trying, obviously this is not good. And I get out of the car and he's like, I'm the manager of Booker's, and I've just seen on the CCTV that you've smashed into my car. And I was like, look, sir, I am so sorry. But I think the whole situation was so funny because we'd driven so far to get these drinks. We hadn't got the drinks, and we then had smashed our dad's car and someone else's. So then
the manager,
on the way home, we had to go via my dad's office, and I had to go and tell him. I actually did use a crocodile tears, to be fair, and I think we took him some donuts, which I'm not sure.
I think we did.
Was that going to help?
But can I just say, did we manage to get in there in the end?
No, we never ever.
Did we just go to a shop in the end?
No, we didn't.
We didn't even get anything.
So we then had to drive all the way home via our dad's office, tell him that we've crashed his car into the manager of Booker's. We haven't got any of the drinks, and basically we've been driving for 2 hours, and you've now got to sort out insurance.
Crashed your car and we've got nothing to show for it, basically. Sorry. He was like, fucking hell, you guys, what is wrong with you?
But that was a pretty bad one. Actually, I want to ask you a question about, because you reminded me when like you have the domino effect, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Are you like when something happens in your day, whether it's a slight inconvenience or something really annoying?
Yeah.
I think I know the answer for this, but for the benefit of our listeners, are you a ruminator? So do you kind of like think about it, bubble, and then it comes out like 4 days later? Yeah. Or are you a reactor straight away?
I'm a reactor straight away. What are you?
I'm a reactor.
We are not ruminators.
But then I also think I ruminate about my reaction, and then I react again, but in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right, actually.
Yeah, I'll be like, react, and then I'll ruminate for 3 days and be like, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
You know what I love? And I think this is actually quite rare, because obviously when something stressful happens and you're with somebody, it is quite stressful, and then like you might react really badly and then you might just like move on from it. But the best is when you react so badly to something and it's so awkward for everyone that's involved, and then like 10 minutes later you're like, sorry guys, that was a bit much.
Yeah, and you have to say something after.
Yeah, because you're like, sorry, that was too much. I just completely changed the vibe here, and I'm really sorry. Like, that was a bit rude.
And then you almost like, it's as if they've seen like that side of you.
Yeah.
And you're like,
shit.
Yeah, like a really flustered side of you that's like gets really stressy and angry.
I remember once I saw, I don't know why it was so funny. My friend once fell off a seawall, and it wasn't a high seawall, Verity, but she fell off this seawall and she reacted really badly to it. Like she like was really embarrassed, and like everyone, there was like 50 of us. We were on a geography school trip. Like seawalls, you know how it is. And she fell off the seawall. Everyone turned around being like trying not to laugh, but like everyone was laughing. And I was like pissing myself, obviously. And she turned around and like looked at our friend and was like, "You just pushed me off that wall." And I was like, "No." Or you just tripped me up. Like she had a reason why she felt like it wasn't her fault.
Because she was embarrassed.
She was embarrassed, and she's not really like someone that gets embarrassed.
No.
And I just remember laughing at her so much for then like accusing somebody of like potentially pushing her off the seawall. But that was a moment that after she was like, "Oh my God, fucking hell, why did I do that?"
But there's so many times in life where you're embarrassed by something, or you're finding something like really frustrating, and like you can have like all the patience and the like you've done so much work on yourself, but sometimes things fuck you off.
It does. That's the thing. Like all these things that you do to work on yourself do not actually prepare you at all for the small things that go wrong. Because I think actually it's far easier to do like lots of work on yourself and then something big happen and you'd be like, okay, I can apply this. I can use this skill that I've learned.
Yeah.
Like if someone was to tell you some really awful news, you could probably take a lot of your skill to really like calm yourself, center yourself, be like, how am I going to deal with this?
Yeah.
When someone is like chewing gum in the sea or like you're something annoying happens, all of those small things, because you don't count them to be as significant, you don't apply that same practice to it.
And you also don't have the time to apply it.
No, because it's just like all this like series of events that have led up to an annoying thing.
Yeah, and it's always like the most stupid things, like, I don't know, like drinking. I have it all the time, like when you drink something and the lid's not on properly, or like stupid shit like that, then you like roar to yourself and you're like, ah! And you're just like, why me? And then you stub your toe and that's the fucking worst.
I want people to like send in ones that we wouldn't have thought of, because I feel like there are some really niche ones that maybe we're not thinking of. Like something that I find really annoying, and I think girls will relate to this. When you have your period sometimes, does anyone get this really painful feeling in their bum? Where, do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I do.
It is like a sharp,
like sharp bum pain.
I know lots of people get this because I have spoken to them about it. It's a really sharp bum pain, and it coincides usually when I'm on my period. And you can be doing something and it will happen and you'll be like, no!
Straight up the bum. Yeah,
it's horrible.
It's so true. Or do you ever get that itch but internally in your ear and you have to do this? You have to go that.
I have to make this noise. I have to go.
Yeah, it's honestly the most horrible thing, and you can't get it out. It's like in your inner ear.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I'm just so worried that like, if I ever am lucky enough, or like if I ever have a child, I'm just like, how do you deal with all of these annoying things, and then with like,
I know, then a screaming child. I do think you actually do naturally become more patient.
You change.
And I think I think you give less of a shit about that other stuff. Like, you know what? One of the, I would say me in my absolute element of people annoying me is anybody in an airport.
Oh God, yeah, that's the worst.
Look, and I just want to say and caveat this, because I know we're going to get some comments. People are really lucky to be able to go on holiday and to travel, and you should be very privileged and happy that you get to go to an airport. I agree. I'm not talking about those people. The people that go on holiday. I agree. The people that have never been to an airport before or never been on holiday before, you are not involved in this, okay? Yeah. You do whatever the fuck you want, and you do that process. You take ages at security. I don't give a fuck. That's all good. The motherfuckers that go to airports all the time, in this country, for how many years have we had to put liquids, and actually it's changing now, liquids in plastic bags? Many times. There's people shouting at you to tell you exactly what to do, yet you still stand there and say, my phone? Okay, my laptop, does it need to be out? Literally.
It is annoying.
Literally.
It is annoying.
Fuck you.
Oh my God, yeah.
Sorry.
No, that was a lot. I agree though. But I think I do actually, you know what I would love? Jazz, I think we should get someone on that can help us with our patience and like these little minor things, because I am realising that we do have quite a long list of things that annoy us, and maybe it would just be beneficial to us if we could speak to someone on here that could help us.
Yeah, maybe we should just get on here with like a
psychotherapist. Because also,
can you analyse us?
We can't live our lives like this the whole time. I do actually think that having a boyfriend has taught me a lot about patience.
100%. I would agree with that.
Especially mine.
Yeah, and mine.
And yours.
Can actually we talk about something in a relationship? Like have you got anything that comes to mind when we say most petty arguments? Like most like petty thing that you'd be like, oh, don't do that.
Yeah, definitely. Whenever I'm cooking and Ed will be like, should we, and he could about to be like, should we add some salt or should we add something? I'll be like, oh my God, you just do it then. Just cook, just do it then. Just absolutely go for it. Like, go for it. And he's like, no, I'm just saying. I'm like, no, it's fine. Just like, obviously I know it's shit, whatever. And now he thinks I'm so pathetic because every time I make him a meal, I'm like, sorry, it's probably not salted enough. He's like, oh my God, get over it.
Yeah.
That's probably what our most petty argument's about. Or it's when he gets undressed on the way to the shower and drops every one little item, one sock here, one top here, pants all the way, blah, blah, blah. And then he just leaves it there.
That's
but he
a
has
universal
got
thing.
better at that now.
Yeah, you have to train these things.
Yeah, what's yours?
Oh, mine, do you know what, there's so many. But let me say one that's been annoying me recently is I feel like, and this is probably comes down to the fact that I'm such a control freak and everything in my life just needs to stop being...
Yeah, this all says more about us, by the way.
Yeah, we're not talking about our partners.
They're actually fine.
I think I'm one of those people that because I was so disorganized as a child, I have like made it my mission to become like structured and organized, but it's definitely made me rigid and boring.
Definitely backfired.
But Sam... he does everything in a very inefficient way. So like if you go to the bathroom, for example, in the morning, I'm guessing that like in the bathroom, you do bathroom things. You shower, you might go to the toilet, you might brush your teeth, you might put deodorant on. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So his kind of like way of like looking at life is like, he'll put the kettle on to like make a tea, right? But then he'll go back and like sit on the bed and then wait for the kettle to boil, go back, put the water in, and then go back to sit on the bed. So for me, I would just boil the kettle, fill the cup up, then maybe go sit down and do something, or like do something. But then the bathroom, this fucks me off. He showers, leaves the bathroom, maybe like goes and walks around a little bit, maybe gets dressed, goes back into the bathroom to maybe go to the toilet, comes back again, and he'll go to the bathroom in the space of honestly like 10 minutes, like 5 times to do 5 separate things.
Yeah, it's interesting.
But, like that, for some reason, like that really annoys me.
Don't you think though, because I sometimes think that I do this, and I know that you do this as well, is that we try to do lots of things, like we like to compact the jobs down to being as efficient as possible.
Yeah, like done.
Which then sometimes means that we become a little bit like obsessive over like getting it down to this routine. Because sometimes I do think like I'd quite like to experience the day in a life of someone that is just quite chill. I would actually love to know what it feels like to be a chilled out person.
Yeah, same.
Because I always thought that must be really cool and sexy to be like, I'm a chill person. I'm not a chill person at all. I'm so erratic.
I know, and also just the fact that we're even thinking about these things and it irritates us is also annoying.
It shows how unchill we are as well.
I know. I actually sometimes get home and I like look at like the situation of how my partner, like I hate that word, my partner, how Sam has left the house.
Yeah.
And like quite often he would have just like not finished like making a tea. So there'll be like a hot water and tea bag, and then like the lights will be on, and then like there'll be, and I'm like, is that stressful, or is it kind of like, you know, chill?
Do you know what Ed did yesterday? This is actually really funny. He was his friend left their keys at our house, so he was like, I need to post them back to her. And he accidentally, instead of sending the keys back to her, he accidentally scanned an Amazon parcel and sent them to Amazon. And he was like making dinner last night. And then he looked up and he was like, oh my God. And I was like, what have you done? Like thinking maybe he added like too much salt into the food or something.
We're back on the salt.
Which he would have probably liked. But no, he was like, oh, I just realised. And I was like, how have you just realised that? Like, what's happened in your brain that is just finally like...
I can see how that could happen though.
Yeah.
If you're like in a... I have done that before.
That is a minor drama. Well, actually, I feel like that's a bit of a major drama.
I mean, it's a kind of a security breach. I have done shit like that before, though.
Yeah.
I've definitely done that in Vinted. I've sent people the wrong clothes before.
Yeah. Oh God. I've done lots of things like that. And to be fair, with admin-based like stuff like that, it is quite easy to make that mistake.
Like sent stuff and then be like, oh no.
Well, the other day as well. This could have been so much worse, but my sister and her boyfriend, we all lived together at the time. They used to live where I lived. Anyway, I was in the house and I didn't have a jumper on. It's quite cold at the moment. And I literally had a pair of slippers on and I had my phone, luckily. But I just went outside to go and fuck knows what I was even doing outside. Anyway, as soon as the door slammed behind me, I was like, I don't have my keys.
Oh, I've done that so many times.
I don't have my keys. So I'm outside the front and I'm like, there's no way that I can get in. This is so bad.
Yeah.
So I went round to the neighbour's house and I was like, would you have a spare key for my door? And they were like, no, we don't. Which I was actually like, I wish you did. Well, why don't you have a spare key for our door? They were like, do you want to come and have dinner with us? But I was like, oh, bless. Like, no, don't worry. You guys have dinner. So then I just had to go to the pub and sit there and have a Diet Coke and some scampi fries because I just didn't know what to do with myself. But I had to sit there for like 2 hours.
Oh no, when was this?
Like 2 weeks ago.
That's sad.
It was really sad.
And scampi fries sound really good though.
I love scampi fries. But I will say, in these 2 hours, I learned a lot about myself because I thought I was gonna crash out, bug out, like just be like, oh my God, this is so annoying. I thought I would maybe check my phone every 5 seconds to see if Phoebe and Bertie were getting closer. But I just accepted my fate and I just sat there and I just had a really nice time.
Yeah, I think that is the reality sometimes of like, I think we're also painting ourselves as people that are like constantly impatient. I actually don't think that's true.
We're actually fine.
I don't think you are actually. I actually think you can be very patient.
I think we've said this before. Mine is very internal, so I'm freaking out.
Like an inner rush.
I'm like a duck that's calm on the surface, but my feet are going like this.
Yeah, it's the other way, isn't it? A swan at the top. That's actually, I agree. I think it's so true. It's like an internal rush.
Yeah.
Because like Sam, for example, is like, he cannot queue.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just like, I don't really understand why we're getting angry about a queue, for example. It's like, we're not going to make the queue shorter. I don't really get annoyed by queues.
I think with queues, you've just surely got
You've
to
got
accept
a queue.
it. You've got, well, like, also, you've got to respect it. Like,
Also,
we're all
British.
waiting. We're going to be in this for a while, yeah.
We have to queue.
I'm not angry about the queue, really.
We form queues from queues.
I would be angry if we were waiting in, let's say, a huddle.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we were just all around, you know, like when you'd be at school, something I would find annoying. Let's say like they were handing out apples or like snacks when you're at primary school and I don't know, they're handing out books. Let's just say they're handing out a book or something.
Yeah.
And everyone would rush round.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, can't we just form an order?
Yeah, can we not be orderly about this? I know, I don't like kind of like big rushes of people. It's very stressful.
But that's also very dangerous.
Yeah, it is. But I also just think anyone in kind of like, well, then we just hear people being annoying. You hear chewing in your ear. In queues, you don't have that.
Because
it's
they're
orderly,
behind you.
it's structured.
Linear. I like to see you're in front, I'm behind you, we all wait our turn, bish, bash, bosh.
I think we're just coming back to the fact that we just like efficient things. Is queuing efficient?
Yes,
I guess it is.
There's no way that being in a huddle is more efficient than being in a queue.
Yeah, you're right. Queuing is efficient. It's efficient if you know like where this queue is going. Actually, I read something. I read something or heard something about this? I think it was something to do with like Heathrow, like Terminal 3 or something. And it was like they kept like constantly getting like negative comments and feedback about, I don't know what terminal it was in Heathrow, one of the terminals, about how customers were like getting disgruntled by their experience at Heathrow because the queues were really long and they didn't know like security was just too stressful and blah 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 blah. And an advertising agency went in because they were going to start like spending loads of money on like redoing like areas of the airport, right. And like they probably do need to do that.
Yeah.
But I can't remember who it was. It was like an advertising.
Sorry, it's funny that they need to do that. They probably should. You should probably give them some strategy plan. Why do they need to do that?
I think it's just because
I'm so confident about it as well.
Sorry, Heathrow. I think basically I was listening to this guy who's a big advertising expert talk about the only change they made, which apparently like completely changed their customer reviews, was that they just put times in the queues of how long the queue was going to be. And I think they added on like 2 minutes or something. So it was like, you're going to be in this queue for 20 minutes. And actually it took 18 minutes. And like, as soon as people feel like they've either beat the system or they've been like, oh, do you know what? We've only got 18 more minutes. Like, it's fine. People are fine. I think it's so, with not queuing, knowing. It's the not knowing. And it's like, where is this queue going? Like, what are they queuing for?
To be fair, that is the most annoying thing, I think, when, as humans, as we're so finite time, there is something really frustrating about when you're being held somewhere by something and you don't know how long. Like, I do find that really, really stressful as well. Like, if you're, like, for example, when Ed and I, like, bogged our car in the middle of Australia and we were in the middle of nowhere and we thought we might die, when we eventually got news that we were actually going to get picked up and rescued, no one told us how long, because Aussies are so chill as well. They're like, someone will be along. And I was like, when, how long? Anyway, someone showed up, the police showed up like 3 hours later, and I was like, well, what time do you call this? And then they were like, okay, we can't help you, but a tow will be along soon. And they just drove off, and I was like, when is soon? Another 2.5 bloody hours.
It's the not know. Did they give you water, by the way?
They did. They gave us water. I mean, I was really keen to go back with them to the town and just leave the car, and the tow would have picked up the car. And Ed was like, no, we should stay. And I was like,
you don't know that car anything.
No, exactly.
Another thing I wanted to ask you about pettiness and just finding things annoying. Is there anything that you're like, it's only annoying because it's too early for that?
Oh, yeah.
Too early in the day annoyance.
So many things. I think, like the honestly, the cold. Like I hate the cold, and when it's early, I feel angry about it.
Yeah.
And loud noises. Oh, it just stop.
Shouting
in the morning that's weird. That's weird that you'd shout in the morning.
You know, my worst thing, I'm just thinking, too early in the morning, right? And I'm sorry for all those hen do people out there.
Screeching.
When you're getting an early flight for something like
or
a hen do, and you're met with like a really loud group of hen people.
Bachelor people, hen
people, bachelor. And you know what? I love a hen do or a groom's do.
Or a groom dig.
What are they called? I don't know what we're allowed to say anymore. I love a hen do, but I think I like a nice meeting time of 11 when I've had 2 coffees. Yeah. I can like do a bit of like breathing exercises, just get myself into the mode. God. Going into a loud group of people where there's a lot of screeching, for me, is automatically like, I'm reversing out of here.
Yeah, 100%. I completely agree. Should we move on to discussion point?
Yes. Okay, so this week's discussion point is about the whole episode, really. It's about life's little mishaps and things that annoy us. As you realise, everything annoys us. But Brits love watching people like trip or funny animal videos, everyday mishaps. You Being Framed is a prime example of this. Great show.
Good show.
Our discussion point today is there a weird relationship between being annoyed by small things and watching other people's small mishaps for entertainment? Like, does it give us some sort of like internal validation?
Yeah, it does. I think we love to relate to things, don't you think?
Yeah.
So you see it and you're like, oh my God, I relate to that. Also, it feels good because it's not happening to you. But like, if that was happening to you, you would not find it funny.
Yeah.
So I think that we just enjoy it because, it makes us feel human.
And I also think that British people, because we're quite dry in terms of our sense of humour and sarcastic, I also think that we like to kind of poke fun at ourselves in a funny way, but also be like, that's so us. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're quite sarcastic, but also, do you think that we are good at laughing at our own? In the moment, in the initial moment, I could not laugh. It would have to pass for me to laugh.
Yeah, like I can't imagine. Yeah, there's some people, like maybe European countries, they always just seem so cool, and like the French, for example, they just seem sophisticated. They seem cool. I just can't really imagine them like stubbing their toe and then like dropping a cup of coffee, and then I know they do it.
Do you think that we're just like a bit loserish?
Oh no. No, maybe it's that we actually are a country of people that complain more. Do you think?
Well, I think that could be it. We are definitely a country of complainers. But like, I think that's part of what
British culture.
What's it about? It's like, it's a way of relating to each other, and I think it's a way of connecting in a slightly like somber way. It does kind of bring people together
so much. It's like, how often I go into conversations sometimes being like, don't talk about the weather, don't talk about the weather. I'm like, awfully grey day, isn't it?
Awfully grey outside. Yeah, it's so hard not
like,
to.
When will this rain stop?
Also, it's like, sometimes I don't even feel affected by the weather, but I feel like I have to.
Why do we have to say it?
No, I'm like, actually, genuinely, I think the weather's actually been fine today. It's not even been that cold, but I can guarantee you I probably walked into a shop and went, ooh, a bit chilly.
I know, I literally could probably... I don't have enough fingers to count how many times recently I've been asked, are you watching Celebrity Traitors?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I'm not.
Well, I actually am, so loser alert.
Hello, Two Tabs Open podcast. What's your dilemma?
Guys, dilemma. I love this dilemma. Thank you. Finally, some people have actually been sending in dilemmas. Okay, so this is the dilemma of the week. This is a really good one. Okay, dilemma. Right, I have had a bestie for like 6 years and we've always been close. Like, we had the best time together. Apparently, he used to fancy me at school. He's a couple years above, but he never said. Anyway, I used to shag his best friend, lol, because I literally had no idea, and the thing with him was never emotional. So, I never fancied him until literally 2 weeks ago, when he took me out for my B-day, and I was like, wait, why don't I fancy you? And then I thought, maybe I do, ... Of course, this now coincides with him having a girlfriend for the first time in our 6-year friendship.
No.
Oh my God. It's a really hard dilemma.
Oh, this is really hard because I feel like there's two sides to this,
right?
In my opinion. Half of it is that you've liked him for actually a long time without realizing it, but he's not been like someone you fancy because he's been available, and it's now been like, fuck, it's been taken away. So maybe even subconsciously part of you's been like, I really think maybe I could have him, but now it's been taken away. Now you're like, fuck, like, you know, I don't know. That's my first thought. And then the second one is that I've had this before in the past where you almost, I don't know what your relationship status is or like where, you know, who your past relationship was or how long ago that was, but there could be another element to it where you're like sometimes trying to make yourself, like it might be a bit of a trick. I don't know. Is that fair to say?
No, I think so. Oh, I think this one's so tough. Genuinely, I agree that sometimes the minute that something becomes unavailable, you're like more drawn to it. Because is that not just human nature that it's like, oh wait, now I can't have it, now I want it. If you believe that that is not the case, that you actually fancy this person, let's go beyond fancying. Do you have feelings for this person? Because if you just fancy them, then girl, I would leave it alone. I would go and have a cry to your girls and be like, that's sad. That's a sad opportunity missed. If you actually fancy this person, but they are in a happy relationship, you have two options. You either mourn that and you just think that, fuck, who knows what could happen in the future? Who knows? Let me just leave this. Let me go and have like a love Rosie moment, or a moment where you just go and live your life and maybe you'll come back to each other if it's meant to be. Or secondly, if it's a very new relationship, do you tell him how you feel in the risk that it could ruin your friendship? But what happens if he felt the same way and he never told you?
Yeah.
Like, what do you think? Would you tell?
I think it's a really tricky one, but I think if you've been friends for this long and he did used to fancy you, but yes, I agree with Liz, if this relationship that he's in is fairly new, and if he's maybe... It depends on how he's talking about this new relationship and how he's acting in it.
Yeah.
Like, would it be unfair? Would it be unfair on firstly the person that he's in the relationship with? Like, do you know that person?
Yeah.
And would you be putting him in a difficult position?
Yeah.
That's a really tough one.
Because also, do you want to live, do you think that this is something that you can move past? Like, do you think that you need to say this? Because I sometimes think we do regret the things that we don't say in life.
We don't say.
And if you do feel really strongly about this, I think you need to have a little bit of sleeping on this.
Yeah.
And if you're waking up every day in the next 7 days and you're still feeling like, no, I still feel that, it's quite strong feelings, then I would perhaps act on it. I think if you were only going to use, and you're probably way smart enough to know this already, but if you were only going to use the opportunity to have a quick shag, then absolutely it's not worth it.
Yeah, not worth it.
But I don't feel like this is what you're saying. I feel like you are really contemplating this. So I think sleep on it. And if you feel it needs to be said, say it.
100%. And can you let us know?
Yeah, please let us know the outcome. I want to know, girl.
I love that.
Good luck to you, darling.
Good luck.
Okay, Jazzy, what's your ins and your outs this week?
My in is Ray's new song. It's not that new now. Baby, that's my husband. Oh my God, I'm obsessed.
Your husband is calling.
It's your husband is coming, actually. Jesus, she's not a super fan. I love that song.
Aren't you going to see Ray soon?
Well, I've got myself in a bit of a pickle, and my sister's going to be listening to this, my other sister. I basically said for next year, as a present, I was going to take Georgie to see Ray, and I basically preempted this. I had 2 tickets in my basket, told her, this is a rookie error, guys.
Sorry.
You have 10 minutes to secure your tickets, whatever, on whatever it was, the second site booking place.
No.
Found some really good standing tickets. Bish bash bosh. Obviously forgot to press checkout securely, didn't I?
That's
and the worst part about it is, this would be a good dilemma actually. Luckily I told her at that moment. I was like, I've lost the tickets.
If you lied.
But I've done shit like this before. Like, Georgie, I'm taking you to see Ray next year. And then told her the date and then not told her that I'd lost the tickets.
You would have had to scramble for those tickets, girl.
I know. And you know what? I then even went back on there and they were just so expensive. But I've got my eyes peeled. I will be buying them, so they will be coming.
Please, if anyone's going to... Ray, we know you're listening, honey.
Yeah.
Little backstage pass.
Do you want to invite us?
Oh my God.
So that's my in. And my out, and can I just caveat this before I say anything, that I do not think it's good to cut out whole food groups if you don't need to, or if you've not had any medical suggestions in order to do that. However, I have had a lot of problems with my skin and my stomach, and I did some comprehensive tests, and I was told that dairy for me is a very big trigger potentially for my skin and my stomach, and I'm allergic, or whatever it's called, intolerant to it. I honestly, when I got told that, was I don't really understand how I can be in a world when there's no dairy.
How can you live that?
How can I... Do you know what the worst part about it for me is actually just normal milk in tea.
Yeah.
I just was I don't know how...
I know, because I don't really like oat milk in tea.
Oh, no.
So I find that really hard.
I didn't know how I was going to get past it. But you know what? It's actually been so much easier than I thought.
Well, that's the thing. There is lots of vegan and dairy-free options now. So
as long as they're just not filled with shit. I think that's the worst part. But some things I've loved is the coconut collab yogurt.
They are so good.
Really good.
They are so good.
And there's just been a few things that I've just had to change. But you know what? I'm actually feeling way better.
Oh, good. I'm glad it's actually working though.
Yes.
Well done, Jazz. Okay, my ins is skincare routine. Guys, I literally stopped doing any skincare routine because I just decided that I couldn't be bothered to do that.
You were above it.
I thought it was... I did think that all these steps were a bit unnecessary, and I do still think a lot of the steps are a bit unnecessary. But living in London and all the pollution and the tiredness and the stress, I do feel like I've just been feeling a bit not glowy. I don't think I've been glowy.
Yeah.
So I've just been adding in a few steps. Don't know if you guys can notice. No, I've actually just ordered some skincare because I haven't invested in skincare for I don't think I ever have. It's quite exciting. I've never really... Oh my God, the fireworks.
I'm really easily jumping at the moment.
Yeah. That sounded awful. Guys, it genuinely sounds like, I thought something was happening.
It's actually fireworks night tonight.
Oh, I can't wait. Can I say, my outs is Halloween and this comes along with fireworks. I am over it. People need to stop the fireworks. First of all, the dogs, can we just be careful? The squirrels, everything is enough. Enough is enough. See?
Oh, they've stopped.
They've stopped because they heard. Anyway, guys, we did just go on a big rant for like an hour, so fair enough if you stop listening.
If you're still here, then thank you.
Well done for making it through another episode.
Of 2 tabs.
Of 2 tabs, right. Bye.
Bye.